Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 2. So I've done a little rearranging of our course and of the way that modules were put together for last year. And instead of giving you modules that last for 2 weeks or sometimes 3 weeks, I'm breaking it up a little bit for you because I think that you're going to find it less daunting. So with that being said, let's jump into this week's module. So I'm going to share my screen. You'll have to excuse the fact that I am in my car. We're driving to Connecticut right now to go see my mother. So the dogs are in the back seat and my husband's next to me. And yes, I have my Taylor Swift shirt on because I saw her. Okay, so let's go over to this week's module. And I'm going to we're going to look at philosophy of education this week because your philosophy education is due this week. Your first round of it, because remember, we're going to do 2 rounds of this. So this is just your first round. The overview for this week is we're going to dive into some of Dewey's theory of education, as well as look at a little bit into equity. This is a really important area for me personally. I truly believe that we need to provide equitable spaces to all of our students. So this is an area that really gets me going. So this week you'll notice there are no readings for this week because you have a lot of reading for next week. So I'm going to give you a week off of reading this week, but you can go ahead and get started on next week's because I'll have next week's module up shortly. So you have a Nearpod for this week. In the Nearpod, there are several videos you're going to be watching and a couple of short activities within the Nearpod. You do have a discussion topic on Dewey and equity in education. So you do have the discussion post right here. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So you're going to answer the question is, how does John Dewey's philosophy of education align with current trends in equity and inclusion? There's a lot going on in equity and inclusion these days. So how do you think that it goes along with equity and inclusion? And really go into like the videos that you'll be watching this week that are going to help you with that. So what strategies and practices do you already know or that you've heard about that you think that you could be used in your classrooms to foster a more equitable and inclusive learning approach? After you answer the question, you do have to respond to 2 of your classmates. Just to give you an idea of what I'm looking for when we do discussion posts, your response should be the minimum of 1 paragraph. I really want you to have a thoughtful response to your classmates, not just a, hey, I agree with you. Good job, nice work. I really want you to have a really true, thoughtful response to your classmates. So I'm going to go back to the module. Also due this week is your philosophy part 1. So everything is here with writing your philosophy. Okay. So in your first part, I really just want you to think of where you're at right now. And it's your personal philosophy of teaching. When you're writing this, I'm giving you 4 driving questions to go into. Remember, you're going to be revisiting this later in this semester. Your philosophy is going to be minimum of 1 page. If you are citing someone, make sure you do citations correctly. But I really want you to be thoughtful about this. There's really no right or wrong as long as you're getting to the meat of the questions that are there. Finally, every week, what I will do is down in the optional materials, if I have videos that are linked within the Nearpod, they're going to be here. If you have the PowerPoint for the week, I'm going to put that here. And I also put Dewey's entire philosophy of education, which was called Democracy in Education. It's pretty lengthy, but this site will give you clicks that you can link through and look at different parts of it. I'm just going to open it up here. As I said, it's kind of lengthy, but if you want to just look at education as growth or educational as a social function, that might be something really good to look at. Education as conservative and progressive. So you can just kind of click through this and look at some of what he has to say. I think the video that I gave you this week is going to give you a really good overview of his educational philosophy. So I think that that's going to work well for you. Other than that, that's it for this week. It's been great getting to read your initial discussion posts, to respond to your syllabus quiz. You were not mistaken. You did not see a calendar, and that's because I'm revising the calendar a bit. So I'll put that up. I'll probably have it up later tonight or early tomorrow. Okay, everyone, have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.